Does Etsy set the stage for crafting success? Some people may say yes, and some people say no. But why? I'm going to tell you from someone that has been selling on Etsy for almost 8 years. It has had its ups and it's had its downs. And what I mean far as ups, it's a great platform. So if I was a new crafter, would I go on Etsy? I would say yes. And I'm going to tell you why. But you have to know a couple things. First of all, Etsy, yes, is very competitive. There are a lot of people on the platform. But also, it is a big trusted platform. It brings a lot of free traffic. Years ago, you used to have to pay for marketing, but you can put something on Etsy now and you can get more eyes to see it. So, it is a good platform to go on. So, if you're a crafter, I will put my products on there. Now, there are other alternatives you can use, but when you get on a platform that's huge like Etsy, one of the key things that you get is trust. And you can't get that on any other platform, maybe like your own website. So that is one of the advantages as far as going on Etsy as far as trust. Now, setting up an Etsy account. It's not that difficult. If you follow a couple steps, and I do have far as a link in the bio from some things that you need to do to set up your account, you can set it up. And it is pretty easy and straightforward. You are going to have to follow the rules and policies of Etsy or certain things, which dealing like with license items. You can't sell things like that. And there are certain items that Etsy doesn't allow you to sell. However, but if you're a crafter like me, I sell paper crafts, or if you have other things like knitting or sewing, you should be good. But look on the guideline and book fars on that. That's not what this is about. But does this help you with your crafting success? Yes. And I will tell you another reason why, other than being a big far as platform. It gives you the ability to start learning about far as your products, how to put things up. And they have a very easy far as template like to start, like when you're putting in, like when we started and we had only one product. I didn't have any other product. So I posted that on Etsy and I had far as the product description, I filled all that out and I had a picture and my picture wasn't even clear. So for me, I wasn't even going to freak out and like, hey, you don't have to go get a photographer to take pictures. You can take a picture of your product with your phone and get started. You just want to get the sale. You just want to build far as that trust. And really, you want to get that review. That is one of the key things if you do a good product. And if you can get a review, you can get some trust and you can get some traffic where you got people wanting to buy. And that's one of the things that Etsy far as brings. But the one part is that's going to depend on you. Etsy is the platform. You are the one that's responsible for the product. So when we open up far as our Etsy shop, we started again with one product. We made sure far as we had a good description and we did a photo. And it wasn't far as like a grandiose, if there's such a word, far as photo, but it was good enough. And within 4 days, we got our first sale. Now, will that be far as for you? Can't say that, but that'll put you in the right direction to get comfortable. And you never know until you start and see. And that's one of the things. Also with Etsy, they have analytics where you can see if anybody is looking at far as your page so you can review it. And a lot of times you might need to just tweak things, okay? It's either in my title. So for example, if I'm selling a wreath and I'm going to call it Peter Pan wreath, who is searching for a Peter Pan wreath? So you got to be more specific, like what was someone looking for. So like, okay, I'm looking for a wreath. I'm looking for a wreath for my door. I'm looking for a Christmas wreath. I'm looking for a Halloween wreath. I'm looking for an Easter wreath. So you get the gist. So a lot of times what we may call it, like we might have fancy names and things like that. Etsy really wants to simplify for it. You got to think about how that Etsy person is searching. So even if you ever shopped on Etsy, think about how you look for something. So think about it that way. And Etsy platform does even help you with that. So like if you keyed in keywords in Etsy, you can see what people are searching for. So it gives you sort of like a tip of what to use. So that's one thing. Far as crafting success, far as I'll get back into, far as your ability with getting used to putting products online. Now I know some people may want their own website, but with Etsy you can at least start to get familiar with putting like far as descriptions and stuff. So everything is sort of like a practice, a start. You feel where I'm going at with this? Sale and protection. Now that's a really good thing. Etsy handles all the finance part. And I don't know about you, and when you're first starting out, you don't want to be far as, that's one of the things you don't want to be far as responsible for. Like for example, if you have your own website, you may get things like chargebacks and things like that. But with Etsy, they handle all that. And at most, they can weed out far as people that are trying to scam you. Even though you will probably, you might get people can have gotten scammed on Etsy too, but not as bad as like if you had your own website and then people want to do a chargeback or something like that, and that's totally different. But with Etsy, being that they're the ones as far as they're contacting far as with the customer and they're handling the payment. I've always saw customers like, I have nothing to do with the payment. Like if I cancel an order or refund an order, I have nothing to do with that. Etsy far as handles that, and that's on them. So that is far as a plus. So where I can focus on creating far as the product. Now, Etsy is a lot of work. But if they see that people are interested in your product and you can start to get traffic moving, they will push your product up. Or you have the ability to promote your product too, to get more eyeballs on it. So you have those options far as to get possibly get more sales. So those are other opportunities where you can have crafting success. Now we will sit and say for the most part, we don't far as promote some products. But if you have like new products and you want to get some eyeballs on it, you can. And also you have the flexibility with Etsy. You can put it always in vacation mode, like if you're not available, if you're going on vacation. So those are other perks too as well. So it's a huge platform. So will you be successful by putting your crafts on Etsy? Maybe so, maybe not. But you have to start far as first. It's the first place other than Pinterest that a lot of people are looking for crafts. That's where people now are going to. They're looking on Etsy. It's either far as Amazon, Etsy, but when people are thinking about crafts, that's where they're going, and that's where you would want to be. So you will have to start far as with that. So yes, I do feel that is a good platform. You do have to, there are some charges that you will incur far as listing, but a lot of times, if you want to get your first 40 free listings, you can look in our bio at the bottom. You can get that to start you off, and you don't have to have for like a paid version of a template, an Etsy template. You can start with that free standard version until you get business. And what that would do, as far as you have the ability to change the aesthetics and stuff on that. So, and that's one that we upgraded on one of our main stores where we pay extra. I think it's $10 a month. But our other stores, it's far as the free. So those are crafting success as far as reasons why I think you would get on far as that too. Now, combined with your social media and pointing customers to your Etsy page is a good thing. I think that's something that you should combine, and that's one reason why you could have far as some crafting success far as on Etsy, because everyone's like, hey, go to my Etsy page. It's almost like a calling card. Oh, you have an Etsy page? Oh, I didn't know that. And when you're directing people to your Etsy page, it's a form of like far as trust, and people get to know you and everything like that. And also you become part of the crafting community too as well. So if you have like a social media page, promote your Etsy page from that too as well. For the most part, Etsy is where a lot of people far as start. So you have to start somewhere. Everyone has a beginning and everyone starts at zero. So I feel that Etsy for any crafter is a good start for us to do. If you want to, down the road, move on to another platform such as your own website, or maybe like Amazon Handmade or Michael's, far as you can. But if you want more eyeballs, get out there, get used to crafting, get a couple orders in, see how things move as far as the order comes in, from processing time to shipping time, and start to learn how to create products based on timelines, getting them out, shipping. I think Etsy is a great way as far as to start. Don't be scared. Just go on and do it and open up your shop.